one of the maps in Spanish has a really funny name.
Oh,
Pacomike was asking, "What the hell does this mean?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Let me Google it."
My guess is it would be maybe Moondance or Stargazer, one of those ones. We'll see.
You'll see, mate. You'll see, because we are in the finals in the first map of the series. Data C and spawning here, the Mexican Protoss player playing for Team Super. It is Pacomike.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of Data C, we have our Peruvian Zerg player himself representing the CranKy Ducklings, as he is one of our very own. It is Ryu. And as we get into things, I want to give a massive shout out to Pig. Thank you so much, Pig, for the massive raid. I hope you enjoyed your stream. I hope you had a great time over covering the Pig Daily, you know, covering the best games of the week. Thank you so much, Pig. Thank you so much.
Yes, and you guys arrived just in time. This is game number 1 in the grand finals for today's tournament, Sentimiento Latino number 135. Two of the best players in Latin America, a Mexican and a Peruvian, head to head in a best of 3. See who's the champion today.
Yeah, we've had
do you have any predictions?
Oh god, I mean, we'll see.
Actually, that's a good question. Did you put predictions on the chat?
Oh, that's a good... Look, I've been a little bit... Look, I just woke up, okay?
What do you mean you just woke up? That was like 5 hours ago.
Oh god, predictions are currently... I'll try and set them up very quickly here, But of course, I'm a little bit biased. You know, I've got one of my own. One of my kids is playing out here, Ryu, of course. I know he can have great ZvP. Personally, I hope this goes all the way to the ace match, but... You know, my heart is always with Ryu. Always.
Bias.
Yes.
Yeah, what I want to see, look, let's be honest. Everyone knows that PvC is not my favorite matchup to watch, but at least what I hope to see today is like some Yankee moves by Pacomike, especially if he involves targets.
Yeah, I mean, he's been known to do that in the past. We'll see if he's been adopting the new style as well. For those who are unfamiliar with the players, you know, this is Pacomike, the best Protoss player in all of Latino America. But a lot of the players in Latin America, they just do their own thing. You know, sure, it may be current meta to play like hero and go triple Oracle into Blaze Stalkers and stuff like that. But players here, they kind of do their own things.
Look, I'm never gonna get myself tired of repeating this, but Latin America may not be the best like region power level wise, but it is the most fun to watch.
Yeah, I love it, mate. There's a lot of history between a lot of these players. There's a lot of passion between the players as well. And of course, we even have some Ducklings in Latin America, so, you know, we gotta say, we gotta love them. But we'll see how we go here as Pacomike opens up with the Stargate, but he goes Void Ray first.
Yeah, but once more, Ryu, I don't know how he managed to do it. A couple of Zerglings sneak into the main base of Pacomike. They see everything that there is, and they even harass a little bit the probes, forcing Pacomike to put a little extra attention here. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, I believe Pacomike had an adept here into the base of Ryu. I don't know if it was dealt with. I believe it was.
Yeah, looking at the units lost tab, the Adept was cleaned up, didn't get a single drone kill at that, so very nice defense here by Ryu, and very nice scouting as well. What's important is that Ryu also saw that it was a Void Ray first opener, so immediately he does send his Overlord on the top left towards the corner of the map to make sure it doesn't get hunted down by the Void Ray.
Yeah, but look, the Void Ray is looking. They're like, where is it? I need it. It's like SpongeBob without water, okay?
He is looking at... he's going to find it in the end. Unfortunately, Ryu is not going to be able to scout with this Overlord. He does have Pneumatized Carapace on the way, and his goal here is to send an Overlord across the map to see what the follow-up is. As we can see, it's something, again, a little bit different.
Yes, it's going to be Glade Adepts after the Stargate, so the Void Ray is just to clean any Overlord that could show up to scout, because we would know how good Ryu is scouting. And yeah, Glade Adept behind this, mate. This is gonna be pretty awesome. We've seen Pacomike do wonders in PvC with those Glaives Adept. Sometimes he just ends the game. And the question is, how committed is he gonna be? Is it gonna be just like 4 or 5 games, or is he gonna go for more?
Yeah, we'll see, because the Overlords are moving out here for Ryu. He is throwing down a safety Roach Warren because he's in the dark. He needs to prepare for something like Glaive Adepts in case that comes out. So he is preparing himself. The Void Ray trying to find a little bit more damage, but Ryu is still not entirely sure what's happening. He does see the third base, and he has seen a handful of Adepts here, which can be a little bit of a tell, but not an insane tell. But that is a lot of Adepts. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. He sees 6 Adepts, and he's like, why so many Adepts? So maybe it's time to start building spies on bases or things like that. Roaches are now coming up for Ryu. This Void Ray is saying his welcome a little bit too much. Oh, it got sniped at the end. I thought he was gonna escape, but no. And there we go. The Adepts are now coming in, but I think Ryu is gonna be more than ready for this.
Yeah,
Roaches are about to pop out.
Yeah, Roach is already on the way. Lings are here to buy a little bit of time for them. The boys are pulled immediately, so not a single worker does go down. Pacomike doesn't commit, which I think is a wise choice. And what else is happening is that the Overlord across the map is looking to go in, and this is going to be a very important scout because Pacomike is going into Skytoss.
Yes, Skytoss for Pacomike. Someone tell him that this is not 2019 anymore.
Oh god, it's not 2021 anymore. Okay, people aren't doing this, but Pacomike is doing this. And again, he's still being active with his Adepts. He's still keeping Ryu busy at home, but thankfully Ryu, he isn't like resting on his laurels. He's taking a 4th base, he's working on +1 range, and he gets a full scatter.
Yes, there we go. Overseer sees everything that there is, and the first carries are now coming out for Ryu. And immediately, Ryu draws a Spire.
Yeah, Spire on the way, so he's not going to mess around with any kind of Hydras. I know he has kind of tried to hit Hydra timings in the past, but because this is a relatively late scout and because carriers are already on the way, he doesn't want to mess around with that. He wants to go for the Corruptors.
Oh, this is now quite a big number of Adepts in my opinion. Like, if Ryu is not careful, they may get a little bit out of control, maybe do some economic damage.
Yeah, they can definitely, snipe a couple of queens. They can even fight one of these armies, like half of the Roach army, if you will. So Ryu has to really respect this. He's even going for full wall-offs, just to make sure that the Adepts don't get into the natural base. So he's playing this very safe, very careful. A little bit risky, though, because if at one moment the wall isn't a wall, then the Adepts could deal a lot of damage.
Yeah, definitely. So now it is Ryu the defensive, Pacomike preparing to build off, and we just start to building the Golden Armada, as I say. 5 worker skill in this ship. Oh, the shade finish, and Pacomike commits to this. How many workers is gonna be able to kill?
Yeah, even though there was a full wall off at the natural base, it was just focused down anyway. That's how many Adepts there are, and a lot of workers are going down. At the same time, carriers are pushing in towards that 3rd base, but the Queens and Spores are already here. Carriers don't do anything, but the Adepts are doing more than enough.
Yes, 12 worker skill so far. These carriers only by themselves are here in the middle of the map. They're a little exposed in my opinion. Little too exposed, but here we are. But finally, this is gonna be dealt with. 17 worker skill in total. That was a nice run by Pacomike.
Yeah, exactly. He does give up all those Adepts, but again, the time for Adepts has come and gone. You were talking about it earlier, how exposed those carriers were. The Corruptors are trying to find them, but we saw a recall in the end. Pacomike does escape. He does go back home. Ryu is going to try and hunt them down, but I don't think he can. Oh.
He focused. There we go. The first one is gonna go down. Are there shield batteries? No shield batteries. The first one go down. This focus, the second one. Mate, where are the shield batteries? What is happening here?
The shield batteries here. 2 carriers go down. Can he get a 3rd carrier? It looks like he barely will. The shield battery finishes just as the 3rd carrier dies.
Man, that was a disaster for Pacomike. There was no shield batteries. There was no cannon. There was no support units. They were just sitting ducks, mate.
Yeah, I was impressed. I was like, Ryu, are you overextending here? Do we really want to throw away all these Corruptors for 1 carrier? But he got 3.
Yes, it was a pretty good trade in my opinion. Now Pacomike is back to square one. Like, he only has three carriers at the moment. Otherwise, he will have 6, which is a much carrier number. And look, Ryu did lose a few Corruptors, but those was a lot more cheaper to make than a carrier.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where Ryu may be down in the workers, he may be down in the economy, but he's up in the army. And here we go, he's going for a massive counterattack. The carrier count isn't as high as we would like it to be. The shield battery is being focused on immediately, so no overcharge. And the first carrier already gets focus fired.
Yes, this carrier says focus fire. Second one is gonna fall as well. The Nexus, I think, is gonna fall as well. There is no land army basically for Pacomike. Pacomike has nothing to defend to counterattack these other than the carriers, and mate, there's no more carriers.
There's no more carriers. Oh my god, +1 air attack is just too good. GG gets called and Ryu takes the first game. Wow. No fear. He was so decisive with that corruptor counterattack. He was like, nah, yeah, I know what I'm doing.
He probably saw how hard Paco might commit with those adepts, and Rio thought himself like, okay, you probably have nothing. Mm-hmm. And he was right.
Yeah. Yeah, he was right in the end. Very well done. I was really concerned because, again, Ryu was losing a lot of workers. And again, his economy, he had less workers. He had less bases than Pacomike, than the Protoss player. If the game had gone on and if he hadn't counterattacked when he did, the carrier count would have gotten out of control. Pacomike would have had a very substantial lead there. So Ryu had a window where he had to deal damage and end the game. And he hit that window so well. It was beautiful. It was amazing. He got through it.
Yes, it almost made me respect Serpent.
Oh my god. Shaking my head, Darky. Shaking my head. But yeah, that was really well done. A really nice game number 1. And what is scary is that, you mentioned it, this is not a best of 5.
Yes, this is a best of 3, so do you only need one more game to win this series? And there we go. Pacomike is ready, Ryu is ready, the countdown has begun. Cosmic Sapphire is gonna be of map number 2 for this series live. Tell me, Cosmic Sapphire, ZvP, what do you think?
Oh boy, I mean, I think this is maybe a little bit good for Pacomike. We were talking about how narrow the natural is, so it is a little bit easier to defend and get into Sky Toss if he wants to do that. But we saw that Ryu, mate, he can be ready for that, mate. He can be ready.
Yeah, he can be ready, mate. He's gonna scout you, like, no matter what you do, you may as well tell him your plans. And here we are, people. Cosmic Sapphire, map number 2, and spawning here in the top left-hand corner of the map, already up 1-0. It is Ryu.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire, we have our Mexican Protoss player representing Team Super. It is Pacomike. Pacomike, a player who did a surprising amount of damage with his Glaive Adepts, despite Ryu trying to prepare for them. But being a little bit too greedy, apparently you can't get away with it when you're up against Ryu.
Yeah, definitely. If only he had, I don't know, a few stalkers. If he had a shield battery, that he could overcharge, that would have saved all of those carriers, man. It would have been a very different story.
100%. We just needed something, anything to support those carriers, but there was nothing in the end. Oh. I don't expect Pacomike to play the same this game, though. I'd be very surprised if he did, especially when he's up against the wall, when, you know, Ryu only needs one more to become the champion.
I don't know, man. I think you double down and go for an even earlier Golden Armada.
Just open up double Stargate Void Ray. Let's go.
No, you know what I want to see someday from Pacomike? To base Tempest.
To base Tempest.
That is my dream.
I think he's done that before. He's done that.
He's done that before, and he has died horribly.
Yeah.
I want to see it again.
You want to see him die horribly?
Look. Everyone enjoys a nice car crash, okay?
Yep.
You know, especially when it's a Protoss player.
True. Shake it, Docky. You're supposed to be cheering for Pacomike. Okay? He's your boy. He's your countryman, mate. He's your countryman.
No, mate. He's Protoss. He's betrayed me.
Oh god. We'll see. We'll see what we open up with here in the end. You were talking about it before. Ryu, I think what I was impressed by was despite the fact that Void Ray found the Overlord, Ryu was still able to scout in time anyway. Like,
yes, I don't know how he managed to sneak a couple overlords across the map and they're way ready.
Insane.
Yeah, meanwhile, Pacomike opening very similar to what he did in game number 1 with a quick Stargate. I do wonder, is he gonna be Void Ray once more, or is he gonna go for an Oracle maybe?
Yeah, we'll see if he switches things up. I would love to see an Oracle first instead. Meanwhile, the 2 Lings are trying to slip on in, but they do get denied entry, so Ryu doesn't get that free scout.
Yes, and he goes in with that Overlord, and the Overlord is gonna see the Stargate, but the Stargate, okay, there we go. It's gonna be an Oracle to start with, no Void Ray.
Yeah, I appreciate this. So Pacomike is switching gears because we have an Oracle first. Again, he's more concerned with dealing economic damage across the map, unless he doesn't stop making Oracles, in which case he's going to be looking to gain map control and take a faster third.
We'll see, mate. I don't know. Pacomike is not the kind of guy who makes multiple Oracles, really. And there you go, 2 Adepts, shade into the natural base of Pacomike. 2 workers killed so far. And I think that is everything that he's gonna get. So 2 workers, 2 Oracles, not the best, not the worst.
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. We'll see what else he can get done as the first Oracle is coming out across the map, looking to try and dip into the main. We already have 2 Queens here in the main and a Spore, so the main is perfectly fine. And there aren't any victims here at the third base either, so Oracle not really finding too much. Almost gets a drone. Oh.
Ooh. Is he gonna deny? Yes. He denies and gets a drone as well. He also kills 1 tumor, so
yeah,
there we go. Pacomike is going for triple Oracle, mate. What has happened?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. We have the first Oracle, we have the second Oracle coming in on the left-hand side, and we have a third one here. Behind this, we have a Twilight Council and a Forge. Mate, Paquito wants to play like hero.
The question is, can he?
That's a good question.
The mine does finish. Only 3 workers trapped, so not the worst, but it did manage to be successful.
Yeah,
and the Oracle survived. For a second, I was worried for the Oracle because those Queens were hamming really hard on it.
Oh yeah. Whole damage done on both Oracles, but they're both alive, and that is what matters. Ryu being a little bit greedy there with his Lings, trying to get a kill on that station trap a little bit early. A little bit late as a response. So not amazing, but again, from here we should be seeing Blink as we have +1 melee on the way here for Pacomike, +1 ground attack.
+1 ground attack. The Oracle's coming here into the main base. See what damage they can do. Another stasis mine here catches a few of the workers working in the gas only. Annoying, but again, could be worse. And there we go. The first stalkers have been warping in by Pacomike.
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned though, because I don't know if you noticed, Pacomike is missing something. He's missing a Twilight Council upgrade. He hasn't upgraded anything actually.
Look, it was obviously just to throw off Ryu, okay?
True, mate. We're going for the I don't even know what to say. The vanilla stalker push. Let's go. I hope Pacomike realizes that he's missing something soon, by the way. Like, I'm really worried that he's gonna push out without Blink. Okay, there we go. Oh.
What? Okay, there we go. Yeah, finally Blink has begun. I'm pretty sure that was a mistake.
Yeah,
that had begun a lot earlier. But
yeah, unfortunately, without Blink, because Blink is so late, like, this is going to delay any kind of aggression that Pacomike wanted to go for. Like, these gateways that are finishing up, I'm sure he wanted to line them up with the timing. I'm sure he wanted to push out, with his Blink Stalkers, with all these gateways, but now he can't really do so. Instead, he has to posture, and he's going to get his 4th up instead.
Yeah, and this is going to give Ryu all the time in the world to take up, and there you go, Lurker then is on the way for him.
Yeah, this is the problem with like this style, going triple Oracle into Blink Stalkers. You're meant to be aggressive, you're meant to be active on the map, you need to be, you know, not just denying all the creep spread, but trading with the army. You're meant to make the life of the Zerg player uncomfortable and difficult. But like Ryu, he has all the time in the world to tech up and get into lurkers, and this shouldn't be possible.
Yeah, this is lining up perfectly for him. By the way, ladies, I have a very bad news.
Go for it.
One of the oracles has died.
No.
I believe he was trying to put the stasis mine and he got sniped off.
Feels bad, man. Paquito, please. So now Paki has to kind of change gears here. He's turtling on 4 bases, doing that stasis traps. He's working on Storm, which is a good thing against Hydras. Not amazing against lurkers. Again, like Ryu, he's just had the time of his life just droning, expanding, and teching.
Yeah, there we go. Pacomike moving across the map. His blink is done. There is no war prism here. Only a couple of sentries. I'm really not sure what Pacomike is gonna try to accomplish. He sends the illusions here to scout, and I'm pretty sure that what he's gonna see, he's not gonna like.
Yeah, he confirms that we have a 4th base already for Ryu and that it's already well saturated. Looking at his vision, he hasn't seen the 5th yet, but he does see the Hydras as they do come out. He hasn't seen the Lurker, then he hasn't gotten a full scout of the main base yet. He doesn't know how far ahead Ryu is when it comes to his tech. What we are missing though is the Hive, so we don't have any Vipers with Ryu's army.
I just noticed Ryu has all his overlords in one corner. Kind of just forgotten their mate. Like, yeah. There are 2 Hydras as well. What the hell are they doing?
a little bit of a misrally there, maybe. You know, in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we're just chilling.
I mean, is it a misrally because more units are coming in? Maybe he's planning some drop.
Yeah, he's going for a drop.
Ooh. Not any drop, mate. Lurker drop.
Let's go. Mass lurker drop. You love to see it. It's one of those things where it's been popularized in the ZvT matchup to go for lurker nidus, but here Ryu going for the lurker drops instead.
There we go. Pacomike's moving out. Still no war prism. This is dicey, so he cannot replenish the unit quickly. But he does have High Templars with enough energy for Storms, so this can do damage.
He has a lot of Storms, mate. That's a lot of Storms. Storms aren't ideal against Roach Ravager, though. They kind of zone and kind of tickle the army more than anything. But this is kind of scary. 4 Lurkers, though, is all you need to defend, and now we can't really break this position, and that drop is coming.
Yeah, that drop is coming. Pacomike is not gonna see it coming a mile away. All of his attention is focused on the other side of the map, and there we go. 4 Lurkers immediately into the 4th base of Pacomike, and everything starting to die.
Yeah, we do have a couple of High Templar to defend. At the same time, Pacomike tries to force his way through. He does get a revelation on the Lurkers, but he just can't get close enough.
Oh, nice stasis trap to ward away those Zerlings, because otherwise he will have been a more of a disaster. But yeah, Pacomike is gonna lose this battle here. He's receiving a lot of damage as home as well.
Yeah, 20 probes are going down. Pacomike didn't have enough to break on through, and because that, he loses almost all of his High Templar. We have a drop into the main base. There is 0 detection here. Ay. What's our detection? We have observers, and they're at the natural, but not in the main.
Oh no, Pacomike already lost 1 Nexus, more than 20 workers. There we go. The observer finally comes in, blinks forward. I'm not sure if this was a good blink for him.
Yeah, I mean, the blink, at least he cleans it up in the end, but now Ryu has the map control. We can push out across the map. What do we have at home to defend? We still have a lot of Storms. Oh, God.
Yeah, there's a lot of Storms, and this is mostly Hydras. So he can defend this, but it's going to be hard. And yeah, Pacomike, how many workers does he have? Okay, he has 74 workers. So even though he lost a lot, he has recuperated a lot of workers as well. Mm-hmm. So he's not as far behind as I was thinking, but he's still far, and there we go. The lurker drop still going on.
Yeah, the lurker drops are still going on. Pacomike does have another base, so he's getting fully saturated. He doesn't have a lot of gas to work with, which is a little bit worrisome, but the missing piece here for Ryu was the Viper, and the Vipers are finally on the way.
Yeah, Vipers on the way with the hype ready, and there we go. 188 supply for Ryu, 188 for Pacomike as well. Pacomike is starting to reveal his golden armada finally. after that harassment that he suffered, but his economy is not that good. He can barely afford to go one carrier at a time.
Yeah. I'm still a little bit scared here for Ryu just because of how many storms we have. Like, this army is small, but it's still terrifying. Can Ryu defend? He is gonna have plenty of lurkers on the left-hand side. The right-hand side, though, is looking pretty exposed. Ooh.
There we go. Storms over the Hydra. Second, third, fourth storm over the Hydra. The Hydra's forced to go back. I think this base may fall. Oh, a storm over the drones as well.
Yeah, lurkers are finally coming in, but we needed them earlier, and now as a result, 17 drones go down, and now Ryu is hurting. Like, economically, he's forced to rebuild all his workers.
Nice, a couple of youngs and a couple of high templars. Finally, a couple of high templars go down, and the rest of the army of Pacomike is going on across the map. But there is already a defense ready here in the 4th base of Ryu. So he's not gonna be able to do as much as the previous attempt. He's gonna try anyway. Meanwhile, another drop by Ryu on Pacomike's bases.
Yeah, the lurker drops are still keeping Ryu in this. He needs to buy time because that carrier count is slowly getting higher and higher. Thankfully, we do have a Spire, so Corruptors are on the way, so Ryu is going to have some anti-air. Is it going to be enough, though? We'll see as he does finally force Pacomike back.
Yes, finally, Pacomike is back. His energy on the High Templars is really low at the moment. I don't know if storms are left.
Yeah, I believe that was the last storm there for Pacomike. Meanwhile, the carriers, I don't believe, have been revealed yet, so Ryu isn't fully aware. He's trying to get into his own upgrades. Do have Lurker range now on the way. Ryu trying to find any kind of stray bases. He does run into the Zealot run by.
Yes, and immediately clean up because, you know, Lurkers. There we go, the siege on the 5th base, I should say, of Pacomike begin. Nice join there. One carrier immediately goes down, and Ryu is just moving. Pacomike is just moving forward, storming everywhere over those lurkers, and he cleans a few, but there's still a few lurkers left, and the Corruptors are now here to deal with this air army.
Yeah, those two lurkers are holding the line, mates. With the Hydras and the Corruptors, the carriers are not going to be enough, but Ryu was forced back because we do have a massive counter-attack, and Ryu did lose a lot of steam trying to push into that 4th.
Yes, there was Lurkers here and Spines here to buy a lot of time for Ryu to come back and spawn a few rounds of Zerlings, and there we go. Only 2 workers killed at the end. It was mostly just Spines and Queens that died.
Yeah, the Spines and Queens, they did their job. They just had to buy a little bit of time for the rest of the army to respond. And, yeah, we're kind of getting into a more later game here. Skytel supported by these High Templar. It doesn't feel like the carrier count is that high, but we do have 3 carriers being produced at a time.
Yeah, and Ryu has stopped producing Corruptors, mate. I'm not sure if he has enough. He has 15 Corruptors against currently 4 carriers, but with 3 more on the way. 7 carriers against 15 Corruptors, and with the storm of the High Templars, it might not be enough.
Yeah, this is going to be a scary moment here for Ryu. Right now, he can maybe take a fight because these additional carriers haven't met up yet, but they are going to eventually. And Pacomike is perfecting his army. He could do with a couple more Archons, to be fair, but he has to be very careful with how he kind of throws away a couple of units here and there.
This is a lot of lurkers, but this is a lot of carriers as well. Nice joins and a couple of carriers immediately. 1 carrier goes down, 2nd one goes down, 3rd one as well. That was some nice Viper joins by Ryu.
Oh yeah, very good. The lurkers are doing a great job at zoning away the ground army as well. At the same time, Zealot Runby is going to go through the center of the map. That's something we should point out, is that because a lot of the queens died, we actually don't have a lot of creep. So Ryu is playing in the dark. He has very little time to respond to these run-bys.
Yeah, the army is out of position. Lurkers are forced to come back. Meanwhile, Pacomike is gonna try to push. Oh, that blink forward. I'm not sure that was a good blink for Pacomike.
Yeah, and I think Ryu sees that as well. He's like, yo, he wants to dive on top of the army. You have a couple more yoinks. Storm is gonna blanket those lurkers, but he's gonna lose 2 more carriers.
2 carriers, 3 carriers. How many carriers we have left? We have 0 carriers, mate. There are no more carriers left by Pacomike. All are being built at the moment.
Jesus Christ. But you know what? The Zealot Runby got a kill on the Hive. A Lair is on the way to try and rebuild. Without the Hive, no more Vipers are going to be able to be produced. And, oh, okay, the Lurker Den does barely survive. But if the creep proceeds, that Lurker Den could die.
Yes, yes. So Rio needs to notice that, but meanwhile he feels confident without the carriers. The majority of the power in the army of Pacomike is weak. 3 carriers left. Where are the Vipers to go for some nice joints? There we go. The Viper is coming. Only one Viper?
Yeah, we do have...
Yes, this is the only Viper, mate. He needs to be careful.
Oh, no! The only Viper does go down, and again, it will not be replaced anytime soon. So now it's just Lurker Corruptor here for Ryu. He's lacking a lot of finesse in his army, but what he lacks in finesse, he still has in numbers.
Yes, and there we go. Pacomike A moves, storms the Lurkers, but the Lurkers are very tanky, mate. They're not gonna fall with only a couple of storms.
Well, meanwhile, Zealot Rambai does get a kill on one of the mining bases of Ryu. He's going to eventually clean that up and rebuild it, but again, this is going to impact his economy. At the same time, this Nexus should go down.
Oh my god, the army... I don't think Pacomike thought it very well. His army is disintegrating over the Lurkers and the... And the... Corruptors, mate. There is no more army for Pacomike.
There's nothing left.
Pacomike says GG, and with that... Any second now.
GG is going to be called here as Pacomike misjudges the fight a little bit. He didn't have any High Templar. He didn't have any Storms ready either. He didn't have enough to deal with what was on the ground or in the air. And Ryu takes the series 2-0.
GG, mate. And with that, Ryu is your Sentimiento Latino 135 champion. Mate, how many championships does he has now with that one? Let me quickly check out. Gonna be a lot.
It's gonna be a lot of championships, mate. Congratulations to Ryu El Patito himself, of course, representing the channel, representing the CranKy Ducklings. He's an amazing player. He's one of the best in Latin America, and he proves that here once again. Had a really intense series against the Zerglord. Here against Pacomike, also pretty intense, as Pacomike was trying to get into Skytoss both games in different ways. But Ryu, give this man some Vipers, mate. Give him some Corruptors. That's all he needs, mate. That's all he needs. Yeah,
GG for Ryu. This is Ryu's victory number 33.
Oh,
33 Sentimiento Latinos won so far, mate. So almost, what is it? Almost 1 in 4.
Yeah. That's a lot of Sentimiento Latinos. We've had a lot. This was, of course, 135, the 135th edition. But yeah, Ryu, he does kind of come out on top here in a lot of these. Not all of them, of course. There is still a lot of competition between the players. Again, the Zerglord made him work for it, went all the way to the ace match. Pacomike had a bit of a harder time, though. And yeah, regardless, you know, it was a really good finals. It was a really good series, a really good tournament overall.
Yes, GG. And that is it. That is the end of the tournament. How did you like it, Light?
Yeah, I mean, it was great to see some more Terran because I think it was the last like 2 weeks we didn't have any Terrans. Like Chaos Fate, Tavo, they just weren't signing up. Like the only the Terran hope was White Hydra, and when the Terran hope was White Hydra, like you know that things are down bad. So I've been missing Tavo. I've been missing Sinner and Chaos Fate and some of these other guys. So it was cool to see them come out again. It was a shame that they had to knock each other out, but TVTs are rare in this region, so it was nice and refreshing to see a TVT again. And yeah, it was a great tournament in the end. What about yourself, Darky? What about yourself? How did you feel about today? How did you feel?
I mean, it was great. A lot of great players signed up today. Like shout out to Loki from Chile, who we need a Chilean player. He took the banner. He was actually the last player to sign up.
Oh,
you know, I was about to close them, and he messaged me. He's like, "Hey, can I play?" Sure. There we go.
There we go.
So yeah, shout out to Loki. Shout out to Boreal as well, our Guatemalan player who played today as well. The only nationality I think that we missed was a Cuban. Mate, where are the Cubans?
yeah. The Cuban players like Slayer's MVP has been a lot less active. I hope he's okay. It's been a while since I've seen him compete in these tournaments. So hopefully we get some more Cuban representation. But yeah, it was a great tournament, a great bracket. !B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. And if you enjoyed the tournaments, then tune in next week, because every single week we have either Sentimiento Latino or Copa Hyperion. Every single week we have you covered with some Latino American StarCraft.
Yes, best region, best region.
Oh, my favorite region. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed themselves in the chat as well. I was gonna say massive shout out to Pili and Pig once again for the lovely raids. We really appreciate it. And Darking, why don't you let the people know a little bit more about yourself? Because I'm sure there are plenty of people watching that are like, who is Darking? Who is he? And what does he do?
So first off, I'm the guy who actually administrates this tournament. So I was actually doing double duty, or triple duty, I should say, in this tournament, with the adminning, with the casting, and with Wikipedia. So yeah, a lot of things in my hands. And other than that, I do things on Wikipedia in the background. I sometimes stream, and if you want to see more of me, please follow me on my Twitter, which you can see right now here below me. And I also have very sad news, because like you see this last spear icon. This is the last time that you're gonna see it.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad. For those who don't know, Liaspida is an organization almost like the equivalent of Team Liquid or TL.net, where it's like a hub, it's a website, a hub for Latin American StarCraft, for native Spanish speakers to congregate and talk about StarCraft and get news. And they used to have a podcast, and they used to run tournaments. This was like 2020, 2021, not as active anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the website is gonna go down in next week. So if you guys want to read any good articles that we have on the site, go now, because it's gonna be gone forever. And yeah, it had a nice run. I don't know what I'm gonna do in the future. I don't know where else I'm gonna be able to help. But if you wanna check it out, like here's my social media.
Yeah, like Liaspida was a really great initiative. We were always very supportive of it, and again, they used to run their own tournaments, like really popular like community tournaments as well, of like FFA battle royales.
Wait, I will never forget that 200 player Chilean only tournament.
Yeah. It was like a 9-hour broadcast or something. I can't remember. It was a long cast of just nothing but Chilean StarCraft. It was amazing. Like when you spend 9 hours with someone, you don't come out the same. And I spent 9 hours with Yoda, and that was an intense 9 hours, mate. Of non-stop StarCraft. And yeah, like it is a shame that it's no longer a thing anymore. I mean, things happen, right? For those, again, for transparency, Jim, for example, his full focus isn't on StarCraft as much as it used to be. Like he still plays it, he still competes, but he's a dad now. He has to support his family. He's a full-time streamer. He casts League of Legends. You got Demon Swap as well, who used to be a lot more focused on StarCraft. Nowadays is more split with like Diablo. Is he still on Diablo? Like what's
Yes, he.
Yeah.
With Diablo and his work and things like that. So
yeah,
it's okay. I'm still here. I made the stuff. Who knows? Follow me to be the first to discover it.
Yeah, I think what's interesting to me is that the biggest difference over the past like 2 years is that Demon Swap and Jim moved more away from StarCraft, but Horus moved more into StarCraft. I don't know if you noticed, but like there was like 2020 and 2021, like he was so inactive. He was like playing World of Warcraft all the time and all that stuff. But like
Heroes of the Storm,
yeah. And last year, at the end of last year and this year, like he's been casting like more actively, like as a community caster, as a Spanish caster. He's been much more active. So it's cool to see Horus coming back.
Yeah. If you wanna see any big tournament, any of the big premier tournaments in StarCraft in Spanish, chances are Horus is the one casting it.
Yeah, it's really cool to see him. like reinvigorated or have his passion return to him, because before like this past year, before Horus, like it was more like of your Enkis or your Romsleys, like or Adrich. They were the ones that were kind of holding the line for like community casters in Spanish, and it was really cool, but they're also much smaller. Like Horus has a lot more like weight in the scene, so it's cool to see him back and bringing more eyes to everything. That's cool.
Horus.
True. So make sure to follow Darking665 on Twitch and Twitter. You can follow me at light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter as well. I do stream on my own personal channel, just some chill ladder streams, nothing too serious. I'm trying to work up to 4.5k. Specifically, I'm trying to get into Masters 2 on North America. And you know,
how's it going?
We're on our way there. We had a lot of fun yesterday. I did a lot of... I think you
I love it. Because when he said we had a lot of fun, that means that he lost MMR.
No, we won. We got MMR, mate. We got MMR. We started yesterday. I think you saw some of it. I was doing a lot of customs with Chappie.
Yes.
Yeah, we did like 6 or 7 customs together, and it was really good.
I was impressed. That I was not aware that you could beat Chappie.
This was Chappie's off race. Chappie's his main race is Zerg, but he's switching to Terran, so he's trying to learn Terran, and he's 4.6k.
Wow. Someone finally saw the light.
So he's 4.6k as Terran, and yeah, we were doing really well with. We're just learning, practicing together. There's been a lot of off racing in current era of StarCraft. A lot of people are trying other races, in all these regions. So yeah, if you're interested in that, light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. Otherwise, if you're only interested in our casting, then follow us here on the CranKy Ducklings. We got you with plenty of StarCraft. We just finished up covering all of the TSL qualifiers. Before that, it was all the Home Story Cup qualifiers. We have our weekly tournaments, Sparkling Tuna Cup, Sea Duckling Open, Master Swan Open, Grand Platypus Open back in the day, Sentimiento Latino, Copa Hyperion. We're competing in Rakshir, a team league. We have plenty of StarCraft on this channel. And if you cannot tune in live, check out our YouTube channel, because we upload almost on a daily basis. Just again, non-stop StarCraft there. So if you're interested, check that out. Otherwise, we at least ask you to follow our channel here on Twitch, because, you know, just so you get notified when we go live. We also have ways to support us, whether it's on subscribing on Twitch or Patreon. All of the money that we make here goes towards our tournaments and our players. You saw him win today's tournament, Ryu. The reason why we're able to support Ryu and actually have him on salary is thanks to the supporters here on Twitch and Patreon. All that money means that we can sign players like Ryu, Eric, Starduck. Vindicta is our probably highest profile one. Again, we were even able to send Vindicta to Valencia. He was there in person because we helped pay for his plane ticket, which is really sick. And he's going to be at Atlanta as well. He will be there. We'll make sure of it. So yeah, it's thanks to everyone that we're able to do that and help our players, you know, like achieve their dreams and dedicate their time to StarCraft. And it pays off.
There you go, guys. Support the Ducklings.
There you go. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Darkin, do you have anything you want to add before we head off?
Yes, everyone. It is a new ladder season, so keep playing StarCraft.
True. Check out that new map pool. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's very Terran favored. So Terran players, now you have a chance to be happy for once.
Finally, it only took 12 years.
It only took 12 years, puppy. 12 years. Aye. Thanks everyone for watching. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you, Pig and Pilly, for the raids. And we will see you guys next time for our next broadcast. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.